Hi, this is Ryan again, and I'm back with Maylor. When I go back over the translations like I'm doing and correct or update them, it's kind of like taking a walk and exploring a beautiful river. The first time I'm there, I take my time and observe all the wonders. Each time I go back, I see different things, some that I've missed from the first time, and some that were not there when I visited last. Finally, it gets to a point where I've been there so many times that I know exactly where most things are and get a chance to enjoy them over and over again each time I visit. So this one that I'm working on now from Maylor was previously called Save the Earth. Some of it I observed the first few times I was there, and some of it changed as well. For the most part, the audio is quite clear, but the video was an old camera I was using, and it's not that good. Is the one where Kayla was 3 months old and spiritually talking in the background while I was recording Maylor. For some reason, when I make these updates, I sometimes feel that I slipped out of the river when I did them earlier. I guess that old frame of mind often creeps back in, so I have to clarify something. Perhaps I was in the right river, but the angels only wanted me to hear certain things at that time. By now, I've learned that the angels can change the content as much as they want at any time, as this miracle is live until I save the video. Even then, in the next video, if I decide to do an updated version, they can interact and change it again by making it clearer or interjecting with something else. This point reversal is broken down into 15 very short phrases by Maylor. Most of the audio is quite clear though. Now let's get into the content. Maylor starts off with, check reverse at each spot. How else shall you get someone to look and hear what we're doing? We hope it will be a help. They shall see when they look at the chest of Maylor. Ryan, this is your daughter. How do you fight this feeling of reverence when Kayla will have the answers to life's questions? Help us to connect what streams from her spirit. It streams from her in heaven, here with God. God is with you every day. Ryan knows the truth. There is heaven. So how does one's spirit stream from heaven? When the soul is eternal, time really has no value. Therefore, as long as we reach heaven at some point, we can actually interact with our past from the future at any time. So we can interact with our own self in the past, as the past and the futures are realities, just different dimensions. And when it comes to God's eternal soul, he of course has the ability to come back to the past at any point in anyone's life, as many times as he wishes, because he is the first eternal soul. That way, he can get to know each and every one of his children individually that wishes to know him. Getting back to the recording of Maylor, I believe this is one of the few that prompted me to start doing the point reversals again. It's quite obvious I was prompted because Maylor said, check reverse at each spot. Victor says something similar like, if I just said things one way, you'd have no interest in it. I'd done a lot of reversals in the past, but I laid off transcribing the videos for a few years. It seems like it all started to come together in 2017. So this was kind of like the rebirth of the reversals with the new presentations I'm doing right now. I can't express how amazing these reversals are, because no matter where I decided to cut the phrase, once I copied and reversed it, it would make perfect sense. That is not possible in this world. So people have to realize it's a miraculous thing that comes from another dimension. Even for me, it's kind of difficult to understand while switching back and forth from what Kayla was saying to what Maylor said. I think you may find it easier if you just concentrate on Maylor first and then go back to see if you can hear some of the things Kayla said. The reason I put Kayla in separately like that was because she was saying something important, and it shows how our spirit or soul begins to communicate right from birth, and we parents often don't even realize it. So here's the next part of what Maylor says. This life is amazing for what is held in every stream that's here with you. When you dream, it's a magical lesson from heaven. Humans cannot be without the soul. The spirit world is always watching with God, and God gives you a mission. When we have love, we are streaming this evolution like God, so we will be perfect. The formula we must have suggests you release a religion that allows your life force to set right what could be an error. So in this part, there was actual testimony from Maylor and the angels saying that there are incredible things held in the streams around us. He most likely meant light waves, sound waves, and magnetic waves. So he's referring to the quantum world, and the soul is connected to it all, including heaven. It's interesting that he said humanity's evolution could be in error right now, and that's why we are experiencing so many terrible things in the world these days. Not only with evil events, but natural disasters as well. Humanity needs to have more compassion for all life, and I think that is what the angels are putting forth here as well. This is what he says in the final part. Does a condition people have lack a perfect plan that we have to have? And we'll certainly have it very early. We'll try and explore another world while living in the stratosphere spiritually. If you've been warned to save Earth, we'll need to work with it, learning to be like Kayla, and you might find we all have to seek more knowledge. Even for her, this love is apparent. What lies ahead is a gift from heaven, she'll know. The angels often talk about the plan, part of which is for humanity to evolve to the next level. But there's a lot more to it than that. For one thing, they want to help humanity by preventing so much pain and suffering in the future. The budgies have said they want to set up budgie sentries all around the world that will warn people in advance of natural disasters and even when evil approaches. That is not as far-fetched as it seems. At one point, I had over 30 budgies already communicating to me through their guardians from all over the world. They also said they wanted to help us explore another world. That other world is a spiritual world, or the spiritual dimension, which is just as real to them as the world we live in now. Most of all, they are concerned about the present direction of humanity when it comes to nurturing all life in its diversity. So this isn't like the Bible where God punishes Adam and Eve for wanting more knowledge. We should know that God believes we need more knowledge for humanity to survive in a growing and evolving world. When we begin to believe that God does not care about the future of humanity, then we too can use it as an excuse to not care about humanity's present or future as well. And that is a major evil that any civilization can propagate. I was going to do 2 videos in this presentation, for I thought the first part would be much shorter. Meanwhile, I'd like to close with an interesting fact about budgies. Did you know budgies can see ultraviolet light? So they see many things we cannot see, especially colors. They have a much larger view of the light spectrum than we do, which allows them to see into other dimensions. Some people think that this extra sense allows them to see what mood their guardians are in as well. Many times I've seen my budgies talking and looking at something that I could not see. So they are actually observing a part of the quantum world that humans cannot see. This completes this presentation. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to join us, you can come to theangelscrolls.com and click on to the forum link at the top, where we will be adding the newest presentations. Bye for now.